Still in your comfort zone? Nothing grows in comfort. Step into fear. That's where your real life begins. There was a young man named Adam who lived in a quiet town near the sea. Every morning, he woke up at the same time, ate the same breakfast, and took the same road to work. His days looked almost identical, calm, predictable, and safe. He liked knowing what would happen next. He didn't like surprises, challenges, or changes. At work, he was careful never to take risks. He did what his boss told him, nothing more, nothing less. He was respected, but not passionate. His friends sometimes invited him to try new things, hiking, painting, or starting a small project. But Adam always said the same thing. Maybe later. I'm too busy now. He always had an excuse to stay in his comfort zone. Deep inside, though, Adam felt something was missing. He couldn't describe it, but every night before sleeping, he felt a quiet sadness. He would look at the ceiling and think, is this all there is to life? One evening, Adam met his old friend Omar, who had just returned from living abroad. Omar looked happy, confident, and full of energy. He told stories about the new people he met, the challenges he faced, and the lessons he learned. Adam paid close attention. He couldn't believe how brave Omar had been, starting a new life in a foreign country. When Omar finished his story, Adam smiled shyly and said, "You've changed a lot." Omar laughed and said, "Yes, because I learned something. Life begins at the edge of your comfort zone." Adam frowned a little. "But what if I fail?" he asked. Omar replied softly, "You fail only if you never try." Those words hit Adam deeply. That night he couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about what Omar said. He thought about all the dreams he had as a teenager, dreams he had locked away. He once wanted to play guitar, to travel, to start his own business. But every time he thought about those dreams, fear whispered in his ear, "You're not ready." For years he believed that voice. He told himself that safety was better than risk. He thought peace meant staying where it was comfortable. But the truth was different. He wasn't peaceful. He was stuck. He was living, but not growing. The next morning, Adam made a small decision. He took his old guitar from the closet, covered in dust. He looked at it and smiled sadly. His fingers were slow and clumsy at first. He made mistakes, and the sound wasn't perfect. But something inside him felt alive again. Every day after work, Adam practiced a little. Slowly, the music started to sound better. He began to enjoy the process, not because it was easy, but because it was real. One weekend, he saw a poster about an open music night at a local cafe. He hesitated for hours, holding the flyer in his hand. Fear told him, "Don't do it. You'll embarrass yourself." But then he remembered Omar's words. "You fail only if you never try." So he took a deep breath and signed up. His heart was beating fast, but his soul was ready. On the night of the event, Adam's hands were shaking. He stood in front of a small crowd and whispered to himself, "Just try." When he started playing, his voice trembled, but then it grew stronger. The audience clapped softly. Some smiled. Some closed their eyes to enjoy the music. When he finished, they cheered and asked for another song. Adam couldn't believe it. For the first time in years, he felt proud. Not because he was perfect, but because he was brave. He realized that courage didn't mean not being afraid. It meant doing it despite the fear. From that night, something changed inside him. He started taking small risks, applying for a better job, learning new skills, meeting new people. Each step took him a little further from his comfort zone. Sometimes he failed. Sometimes people didn't understand him. But each failure taught him something new, and each challenge made him stronger. Months passed, and Adam became a different person. He laughed more, dreamed more, and believed more in himself. He learned that fear was not his enemy, it was his teacher. One day he met a young man who reminded him of his old self. The boy said, "I want to change, but I'm scared." Adam smiled and said, "Then you're exactly where you need to be. Growth starts with fear." He told the boy, "Don't wait until you're ready. You'll never be. Just start. Try new things, make mistakes, learn, and rise again." The comfort zone is warm, but nothing grows there. That evening, Adam walked home watching the sunset. He thought about how far he had come, not in distance, but in courage. He whispered to himself, "I'm not afraid of change anymore." He finally understood something powerful. Life isn't about being comfortable. It's about becoming. And every time you face fear, you step closer to who you are meant to be.